Were you aware of the fact that more than 50% of Generation Z identify as queer? Even though it is more than 50%, these people still seem to be treated as if they were aliens, even though it is more than half of youth today. Good morning, ladies, gentlemen, everyone between and everyone outside of the binary. I'd like to thank you all for having me here at the extraordinary UN headquarters in the Big Apple on behalf of ILGA, the International Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual, Trans, and Intersex Association, working together with 750 LGBT and intersex groups to campaign for LGBTQ+ rights. LGBTQ+ rights need to be enforced, there is no question. These laws must be integrated into society because people in this community are human too. Condemning them goes against basic human rights and because there are higher rates of violence, murder, suicide, and harassment. I stated because they are human, for the reason that not everyone sees them that way. We've all seen degrading posts and hateful comments aimed at the LGBTQ+ community, constantly shaming them for being who they are and for whom they love. To people saying being gay, bisexual, trans, etc. is a choice, I'd like you all to think about something. Say you had two choices. To go with an easier life where no one judges you or hates you for things completely out of your control, such as the way you dress or who you like, just an uncomplicated lifestyle in the hate department. Or you could choose to live a lifestyle where everyone seems to hate you and discrimination and abuse are basically a guarantee, where there's a possibility that your family will not accept you and could cast you out of your home for simply being yourself. Therefore, a much more difficult lifestyle to deal with. If it truly was a choice, why would anyone choose to deal with all that? No one in their right mind would choose to have a more abuse-ridden life. So why does society continue to attack the LGBTQ+ community who barely have any rights? The Universal Declaration of Human Rights applies to every individual on our planet, except for the LGBTQ+ community. Condemning them goes against basic human rights, specifically Article 1, 2, 7, and 12 of the UDHR. In over 77 countries, sodomy laws allow the criminalization of same-sex relations and of homosexuality, meaning that it is illegal for people to love the people that they love. Hate towards the LGBTQ+ community is mainly fueled by religion, namely those who believe in the Bible. They use the book as proof to oppose to the group, calling them sinners and other hateful remarks. However, nowhere in the Bible does it condemn homosexuality. The Westboro Baptist Church is infamously known for its active hate speech not only to the LGBTQ+ community, but to Jews, Catholics, Muslims, and more. They picket and protest against the groups they oppose to, and even though this church is completely independent and has no relation to other Catholic or Christian denominations, their actions show how spiteful some people are. In recent news, the Toronto Pride Parade was held. Many Canadians took part and showed their pride, but one group of the partakers infiltrated the parade with gospel messages and other hateful profanities. Their group, dressed as gay zombies, handed out zombie safe-sex packages that were disguised as celebratory Pride Day pamphlets, but, when opened, revealed messages that shamed the LGBTQ+ community, urging the readers to go to church and hope that God will forgive them and destroy the evil within. These homophobes executed a disgusting act of loathing on the one day of the year where the LGBTQ+ community were able to publicly come together and show their pride and love. The North Carolina HB 2 law bans transgender people from using public bathrooms, corresponding to their gender identity. By forcing them to use a bathroom assigned with their gender at birth, not only are they placed in an unsafe environment, they, along with other fellow users in that lavatory, are made uncomfortable since there is someone of the opposite sex in there with them. The articles that exclude the LGBTQ+ community are number 1, we are all free and equal. Number 2, don't discriminate. Number 7, we are all protected by the law. The law is the same for everyone and must treat us all fairly. Sodomy laws and the illegality of being gay oppose to that. And number 12, the right to privacy. The trans bathroom rules also oppose to that. It is no one's business what private parts you have or had. Clearly, the examples I've spoken about do not fall under the protection of basic human rights, leaving the LGBTQ+ community with very little protection. Members of this community are subjected to more violence, murder, suicide, and harassment than any other minority in the world. In 2014, an estimation of 100 hate crimes for 1 million adults were targeted at the LGBTQ+ community, ranking them number 1 on the list of minorities targeted for hate crimes internationally. Hate crimes such as the Orlando shooting, where 49 human beings lost their lives for celebrating and socializing in an accepting environment free to be who they are. Bullying is a common form of harassment amongst adolescents. It could be verbally, physically, or even through social media. In Canada, approximately 70% of students reported to hearing remarks such as, "That's so gay," and the use of sexualities as an insult. More than 1 in 5 LGBTQ+ students reported to being physically assaulted for their sexual orientation. What prompts people to degrade others because of their sexual orientation or gender identity? These people are no different from you and I. We all have feelings, we make mistakes, we are human. In what way does someone else's love for their partner affect you? We all deserve happiness, acceptance, and self-love, but sometimes we get so much worse than what we deserve. One day, the victim of bullying will have had enough. They will hate themselves and hate this world they live in. They won't want to live anymore. Fact is, LGBTQ+ youth are 4 times more likely to commit suicide than cisgender and their cisgender and straight peers. And after all that discrimination and pain they've dealt with, they still aren't accepted for who they are. Take Leila Alcorn, for example, a trans female who committed suicide because of a lack of support from her parents and friends. She was raised in a conservative Christian household, and after coming out to her parents, they sent her to Christian-based conversion therapy to try to convince her to accept her assigned gender at birth. In her suicide note, she wished her death would impact society and change the way transgender people are treated. Her story was broadcasted worldwide, raising awareness for the transgender community. Support for Leila emerged immediately on social media, and US President Barack Obama addressed the issue of conversion therapy and banned it completely. In conclusion, LGBTQ+ rights are a necessity to keep members of this community protected from all the hate and discrimination that exists in our society today. The incorporation of these rights will create a more accepting, safe, and more liberating world for future generations to live in. Only together can we create a better tomorrow, today.